Saturday, for the most part, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know why you would know this, but Saturday is my wife's birthday. So I watched the first 3 quarters of the Cardinals game, and then we went out and did some stuff with her. And so I got, obviously, the most part of it, and then I went back and watched that fourth quarter, went back and watched the highlights as a whole again. And everything was awesome. The Cardinals looked really special in their first game. There was a hiccup or two on special teams. That's the kind of stuff that I think just happens when you're not getting hit. Now that they've taken a couple of blows, they remember what it felt like. They are understanding now, okay, got to hold on to the ball a little bit tighter. But that didn't dominate as it probably should have Saturday night. Kyler Murray threw a horrendous, atrocious interception, and my guy Keegan in the chat has said something that I'm going to respond to in just a second here. And there has been some discourse around Kyler Murray's interception. And to my guy Keegan's point, he went 7 for 8. He looked good. Offense was flowing. It wasn't a great moment. But looked like the defender floated back randomly. It was a no look, super unlucky. It was preseason. People need to chill. Okay, let's respond to that. My guy Keegan in the chat. Makes a lot of sense, right? Preseason. Not a big deal. He could have threw 3 interceptions and, it's preseason. No big deal, right? This is why the Kyler Murray interception means a whole heck of a lot more than my guy Keegan in the chat is giving it. And Keegan is entitled to his own opinion. He's allowed to have his own opinion. Just because I have a microphone doesn't mean mine matters more. But here's mine. If Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, one of those, even Brock Purdy to an extent, if they made that throw, you would have said to yourself, yeah, it was a boneheaded move. It's not a characteristic of those guys. We know that it is likely a statistical anomaly. For Kyler, I don't know about you, but I watched post-bye week last season. Kyler Murray was awful. And part of him being awful was he was a turnover machine. And not only was he a turnover machine, it was interceptions that looked far too familiar to Saturday night's interception against the Kansas City Chiefs. He was throwing it directly to the other team. We're not really sure what he was looking at. And immediately I go back to both Seattle games where Kyler Murray threw atrocious interceptions in both games. One of them to Kobe Bryant that wasn't even close. He threw a bad interception in the Panthers game, another atrocious one in the Patriots game, but that one got called back due to a phantom face mask call or something. And in the Vikings game, I was at that one. Another 2 atrocious interceptions. This matters for Kyler because this is now a trend, a characteristic, a pattern of Kyler. He has thrown the ball to the other team like he didn't see that defender there far too many times. Let's just say, to my guy Keegan's point in the chat, that it was random. He overfloated it. He did whatever. He didn't see the guy there. Let's just say that's the case. Kyler is in no position to be practicing no-look passes. He's not Matthew Stafford. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Joe Burrow. You don't get the luxury of doing that. And then when it doesn't work out, we say, well, he's hit a lot of those before. Kyler hasn't done that. And so the reason why I'm not talking about the 7 for 8, 96 yards, which, to be fair, he looked really good. And in Kyler Murray's defense, he tends to spiral. So when he throws a bad interception, he tries to make up for it and throws another one. We saw that in the Seattle Seahawks game at home last year, where he threw on back-to-back drives bad interceptions. Kyler came back and looked really good. To be fair, that was also the second and third stringers of the Kansas City Chiefs, so he doesn't get full credit for that. But he did bounce back. And my guy Aaron in the chat, once I found out it was a no-look pass, I was even more furious. To my point, exactly. Kyler does not get the luxury of saying, well, I was just trying out something new. How about you get down the basics first? And then what frustrated me even more, and I wish I had a show by then. But unfortunately, like, it's just me. I can't just go live whenever. I got to plan this stuff out. You know, you're looking at the writer, director, script writer, social media editor, all this stuff, right? I do everything. It's hard for me just to go live sometimes. I have to plan things out. I don't have a whole team behind me. Kyler said to the media a whole lot of words trying to explain the interception, and none of them made any sense. He even said to himself, it's kind of hard to explain. No, it's not. You did not see the player there. And it's what goes against Kyler Murray. Because oftentimes people talk about his height. Can he see over the offensive lineman? Can he see downfield? I think that is largely nothing. But I do think at times it can hinder him. Otherwise, everyone would draft 5'10 guys with the attributes of Kyler Murray. It's going to hinder him. There on that play, it looked like a cover 2, if I'm not mistaken, if I have my coverages right. There was a player in the curl flat, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, there's a player in the hard flat, and his job was to get the tight end that was to the far side of the left side of the field. And there was a safety or a linebacker, I guess it was, that was on a hook zone behind that cornerback. And because at times they were almost mirroring each other, parallel to each other, I don't think Kyler Murray, once the cornerback went after him to pressure him a little bit, saw the other player there, and he threw it. Now, let's say Kyler Murray did see the guy and it was just a bad pass. That's even worse. Because, I mean, guys, I'm not a quarterback, right? I wasn't a quarterback in high school. If you are going to throw that ball, it's totally fair. Throwing the ball was not the issue. It has to be thrown towards the pylon, where it is Marvin Harrison Jr.'s ball or it's far out of bounds. You got to miss that out of bounds because you live to see another down. You cannot, guys. You cannot be the guy who's crippling the team in the red zone. My guy in the chat, Keegan, I want to give him a chance to defend himself. He threw less interceptions than Jordan Love, Stroud, Mahomes, Darnold, Mahomes. He said Mahomes twice. Darnold, Baker, Bo Nix, Geno, and Brock Purdy. He did have an interception off of McBride's helmet, 2 fourth-quarter heaves. Listen, man, that's all great. Jordan Love has won a playoff game. CJ Stroud has won a playoff game. Mahomes has won a Super Bowl. Darnold hasn't won a playoff game, but I think Kyler Murray's better than Darnold. He said Darnold twice. Baker Mayfield won a playoff game. Bo Nix has already been to the playoffs in his first year. Geno Smith and Brock Purdy, are we really putting him in those conversations? Do you want to hold him to a higher standard or not? That's the point. Do you want to hold Kyler Murray to a higher standard or not? Everyone who is defending the interception, and that's a lot of other media outlets too, you're not getting that here. Yes or no, have you seen Kyler Murray throw that ball before directly to the other team? The answer is yes. And it is a trend. It is a pattern. And the reason why we have to be hard on him right now is because we cannot collectively give him a pass and say, well, it is just preseason. If it was just preseason, then why even play them? The point is to practice to get better. So what I'm going to do is hold him to a higher standard. He has to know this is a make or break year. I promise you, I will be in or out on Kyler Murray by the end of this year. I will not sit on a fence anymore. Right now, I'm still in. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Kyler. But if that trend continues, throwing bad interceptions directly to the other team in the red zone, no less, I cannot continue to support Kyler. And so what you're going to get here is pure authenticity. You can defend that. You have every right to. But it was a bad throw, and I've seen it far too often, and it cannot continue to happen. And if it continues to happen, no shot this team's a playoff team. Absolutely no shot. And I know oftentimes I come off as a Kyler Murray hater because I think people are just stupid. Kyler Murray has my full support, mostly because my life gets 10 times better if Kyler Murray is good. I make more money, more people watch my stuff. I don't have to work 5 jobs. I want Kyler Murray to be great. It makes my life a whole heck of a lot more easier. But I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I think he's awesome and it doesn't matter. Because it does. I've seen it far too often. It cannot continue to happen.